This is all our money that we work hard for, day and night, that we blood, sweat, and tears. This is how the money is being distributed internationally. $47,000 for a transgender opera in Colombia.
What?
Yep. $32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru. So they gave $330 million to Afghanis, saying, "Hey, here's money to help grow crops." What they grow?
Drugs.
Opium. Yep, Baruni.
I want my son to play hockey. I'm like, sure. I love it. I love it.
Put the hockey stick in the man's hand.
I love it. It's like Angel's Heavy's all over it. I'm like, fuck yeah. I knew I loved hockey.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I hope you like that conversation pre-intro, talking about taking deuces and shitting. I'm Eric, a.k.a. Brother Cigar. This is Justin, a.k.a. Dapper Cigar. We are the Burn Down Podcast. We are the Blueprint and Diligent Cigars. Welcome back to another episode. We're in the studio, and Justin's smoking a Blueprint. Justin's smoking a Diligent.
Yep.
You're really on them. No, I'm not. No.
C-O-W. No.
Justin is smoking a Diligent.
Dilly.
And I am smoking a Blueprint.
Billy.
And I wanted to come on the pod today, talk about a very interesting current event that should really get everyone's blood boiling. It's a little current event.
Okay.
And I don't know, you said you haven't been really aware of what's going on recently because you've been in dad mode.
Yeah, listen, first, you understand the first 3 weeks of,
it's wild.
It's like
it's a whole nother ballgame. It's like you started life over again. It's like you woke up like, I'm not Justin Heisig anymore. Like, I'm Justin Heisig the dad, and my life's different. So there's been the news circling around. Obviously, we have a new administration in here in the White House, and they've been digging deep into where our tax dollars have been going. And
I heard that we're going to try to get rid of the federal income tax.
That'd be great. I
don't think they're going to get rid of it. But
there is USAID. Have you heard about this?
The ADAA approved dodgeballs?
No.
American Dodgeball Association.
So USAID, it's the acronym, right? But you would think it's like aid. I'll give it to you.
Oh, okay.
So have you heard anything about this?
You got to be quicker than that.
So
it's it's a USAID.
So the acronym is USAID, USAID, and it's the United States Agency of International Development, and it's essentially a fund, I believe, of about $40 billion where our tax money, is utilized
to develop international.
And you would think it'd be like roads and schools and stuff that's good. Wrong-o.
So hold on, it's the United States Agency of International Development.
Yes.
So development between other countries. I
guess, yeah. I would think. I thought it was originally was like aid for like other countries, like they need help, but I don't really. It's fucking bizarre what our tax dollars internationally have been used for. So they've been saying that it's been a wasteful and abuse of money.
Well, it's like majority of the taxes nowadays.
Because like you don't really know where your tax dollars go, right? Like you think you know. Like I remember J. Cole said in a song once, like I would like to know, like I would like to pick where my taxes go. Like I want to put my tax dollars towards roads, towards schools, towards new playgrounds.
Well, you would think that that's where it was originally supposed to go, right? But
I would think so.
Who knows if that's actually where? Like taxes, I think were originally meant to pay for the government.
Yeah.
Right? But now it's
because the government officials, everyone that works in government they work for the people. By the people. So, yeah, look up USAID. What they're actually supposed to be doing. I believe it, like you said, it's supposed to be for tax money for international development, but actually I have my phone here too. So what is USAID? They call it USAID, not even USAID. What is US?
Yeah, it says that to pay the debts and provide the common defense and general welfare of the United States. So the first federal income tax was levied to help pay for the Union war effort.
Yeah,
that was the first income tax.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, so it said it started a tax system to help pay for war effort, actually, in American Civil War. First personal income tax was part of the Revenue Act of 1861, 3% of all incomes. And then it was rescinded in 1972.
So the U.S. Agency of International Development helps countries develop economical develop economically, reduce poverty, establish democratic governments. USAID also provides humanitarian aid to countries recovering from disasters. Purposes: end extreme poverty, promote democratic societies, strengthen economic growth, combat disease, address food insecurity. So it's tax money that's like, all right, this country that we're aligned with needs help. Let's help them out.
So I actually looked. So this is what is the purpose of taxes in the United States?
Okay.
Right? Taxes provide revenue for federal, local, and state governments to fund essential services.
Okay.
Right? Which is what we talked about. Defense, highways, police, justice system. Says that benefits all citizens who could not provide such services very effectively for themselves.
Yeah.
But then, okay, so now you're going to use our tax dollars for international services? I don't think that's like you're taxing United States citizens where your tax dollars should go for United States, but then you're using your citizens' tax dollars to help other countries.
Yeah.
That are also taxing their citizens to help with their
wait till you hear the money that these programs that they use for.
Oh,
and this is not like hearsay. Cheers, cheers, chin, cheers, chin,
cheers, Sean.
And this is not like hearsay. This is like actual money trails of where this money has gone.
Oh, that's so good.
Angels Envy, by the way. Please sponsor us, our podcast one of these days.
You actually sidebar. Do you ever see like an Angels Envy commercial?
I have, yes.
You know where I've seen? You know where they sponsor a lot of?
Golf.
Hockey.
Oh.
I started so hockey was my first love, right? And I've kind of like re-fallen in love with hockey again. I'm I'm addicted. I want my son to play hockey. I'm like, sure, I love it. I love it.
Put the hockey stick in the man's hand.
I love it, right? And it's like Angels Envy's all over it. I'm like, fuck yeah, I knew I loved hockey. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So this is I don't know where this
Angels Envy sponsor us.
This is www.whitehouse.gov/factsheets 2025. And the title is At USAID, Waste and Abuse Runs Deep. For decades, the United States Agency for International Development has been unaccountable to taxpayers as it funnels massive sums of money to the ridiculous and in many cases malicious pet projects of entrenched bureaucratic with next to no oversight. So essentially, what they're saying is that they have all this money that they put it towards places, different countries for different functions, and they can't track it. And they don't know where it is, and no one's being held accountable. But they know what the money was originally used for. Are you ready? Are you ready to hear? Look at this laundry list, by the way. I even have more that I've written down.
All right, hold on, I gotta prepare myself here.
You do. You do. All right, ready? Here we go.
Should I just take a seat? Should I lean?
Should I hit you with like the big ones, or should I?
Let me hit you with some knowledge.
Yeah, let me hit you with some knowledge. You want the big ones, or you want some small ones first?
I feel like I gotta lean back here and then just take a breather because.
I'm gonna start off minimal amount.
I really like this. Is nice.
Yeah,
this is nice to be able to do this.
Yeah,
This is
back and
good.
forth.
Yeah, let me get.
I'm gonna start with some of the smaller funded projects, right?
Okay, hold on, let's get set up here.
And then I'm gonna go big.
Oh boy! All right.
And now again, people who are watching, listening, doesn't matter what side of the aisle that you lean on, right?
These are your tax dollars going.
This is all our money that we work hard for, day and night, that we blood, sweat, and tears. And this is how the money is being distributed internationally. Some small stuff. $47,000 for a transgender opera in Colombia.
What?
Yep. $32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru.
So back up 1 second.
Dude, if you're already struggling, it already gets worse.
Dude, so back up 1 second. I just want
There's millions.
I just want to make this perfectly clear so that I understand this, okay? This is an agency, the United States Agency of International Development.
Yep.
Where United States citizens, their tax dollars are being used to fund this agency.
Yep.
And the agency is using these tax dollars in the ways that you're about to tell us.
That is correct.
That's correct. Okay.
Yes.
So this is how some of, not all of your tax dollars, but a portion of your tax dollars as an American citizen are being used to fund these various programs through the United States Agency of International Development.
I'm so happy that you haven't heard this yet.
All right.
I was hoping you didn't.
So I understand now.
I was like, Justin's been in dad mode. I don't think he's been paying attention to what's been going on.
I posted once on Instagram.
Yeah. So you heard the first two, right? All right. Here, what else?
Both transgender. One in Colombia, one in Peru.
70,000 for production of a DEI musical in Ireland.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna get mad.
Hundreds of
I'm
thousands
gonna
of
get
dollars
mad.
for a nonprofit linked to designated terrorist organizations, even after Inspector General launched an investigation. I don't know what that is exactly, but that's what they put here. Hundreds of thousands of meals that went to Al-Qaeda affiliated fighters in Syria.
So wait, so they provided meals for Al Qaeda?
For Al-Qaeda affiliated fighters in Syria. So in Syria, there's Al-Qaeda affiliated organizations, I guess they call them fighters.
That are fighting for Al Qaeda, and they provided meals for them.
Yes. Let's see here. Now we're going to get some big bucks here. Ready? This is a random one. $6 million to fund tourism in Egypt.
Okay, I'm not as mad about that one.
No, but it's just random.
But that's random.
Why are we funding Egypt for tourism? It gets worse. $2 million for sex changes and LGBT activism in Guatemala.
Negative.
$2.5 million for electric vehicles for Vietnam. $1.5 million to advance diversity, equity, and inclusion in Siberia's workplaces and business communities.
So DEI in another place.
In Siberia. Yep. All right. Millions to Eco Health Alliance, which was involved in research at the Wuhan lab. The China virus. China virus.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Where did you find this article?
I just Googled USA spending list, and there's all different articles. So this is a few of them. And then on Rogan went through it, and he went through another list.
Oh my god.
The Rogan's list, Rogan had more than I had.
This is just wild that this is American citizens probably don't know that their money's going here.
Yes.
And they're like, why do I get taxed out the effing ass when it's...
All right.
Now you know why.
I'm going to hit you with a big one.
Hit me with it.
$330 million to help Afghanis grow crops. So to help fund irrigation channels, farming equipment, and even fertilizer used to support the unprecedented. First of all, track back.
How much? 300 million?
$330 million to help Afghanis grow crops. Now, do you know what Afghanistan's biggest crop is?
Let me think. Afghanistan's biggest crop. Is it a spice of some sort?
No. Kind of close. Opium. Poppy seeds.
Shut up.
So.
Wait, so they're growing opioids?
So,
like
the biggest crop in Afghanistan is opium, poppy seeds. Poppy seeds is a form of opium. You know that, right?
Well, I heard. I don't know. Is that a myth?
No, it's true.
Because I always heard the thing. Oh, if you eat poppy seeds, it shows up on a drug test.
Well,
but
if you eat a poppy seed bagel, it's not going to come up. But it is a form of opium.
Okay, I did not know that.
So hundreds of $millions dollars to fund irrigation channels, farming equipment, and even fertilizer used to support the unprecedented poppy cultivation and heroin production in Afghanistan, benefiting the Taliban. So they gave $330 million to Afghanis, saying, "Hey, here's money to help grow crops." What they grow?
Drugs.
Opium. Yep. Baruni. Here's a fun one. $50 million to fund condoms in Gaza.
My God. This is your tax. Okay, American people. This is your tax dollars.
This is why you should be furious.
And where does this article come from? The WhiteHouse.gov.
WhiteHouse.gov/fact sheets. But you can Google USAID spending lists, and it'll come up.
Okay, so I'm gonna Google this. Ready?
So as you do
percentage of tax dollars that goes towards USAID.
This one's gonna piss you off. Ready?
Okay. This U.S. foreign. Okay. Who pays for each year? Federal agencies receive funding from Congress, known as budgetary. In fiscal year 25, the Agency for International Development, among its three agencies, spend. Okay. Yeah, I was looking. How does it get funded?
I heard it had a fund of like $40 billion. Now, don't quote me on that exactly, but it's like that much money. Are you ready for the next one?
This was 6 days ago, saying a January USAID report recapping 2024, said that about 12% of all USAID funding goes directly to local organizations in foreign countries.
This one's going to annoy you. 27. This is word for word. $27 million to give gift bags for illegals when they cross the border.
Yeah, does that come with a gift card for like $1,000, whatever it is?
$27 million, ladies and gentlemen, of your money for people who are coming here illegally. Ready?
I'm listening.
$20 million for an Iraqi Sesame Street.
What?
$20 million for an Iraqi Sesame Street.
Dude, is this all real?
Look it up.
Dude, this is ridiculous.
You can look it up. That's okay. So here's the piece of paper. Now I give it to you.
This is ridiculous, dude.
Here we go. $2 million for Moroccan pottery classes.
Dude, what the?
So let me backtrack. We gave almost $1 billion to Afghanistan. Ready for this? So $330 million to Afghanis to grow crops. $200 million for an Afghani dam that was never used, and another $250 million for an unused road in Afghanistan.
Dude, so it's basically they're just giving money away,
and no one's
they're
accounting.
taxing you, and I guarantee, I would put money on it that this money isn't being used for any of this crap.
No.
Like the whatever it is, the $300 million that they're giving and say, hey, I want you to grow crops. You think they're using all $300 million to grow crops?
No.
Or you think they're actually giving $300 million to them, or are they just going to pocket it?
No. And this has been everywhere. This has been all over the news, all over different podcasts and news outlets. Let's see here. What does the data say about U.S. foreign aid?
Yeah, because I'm looking up the. That's the first one that popped up. The Pew Research Center.
Yes.
Yeah.
The government is currently on track to spend $58.4 billion on international assistance programs in the 2025 fiscal year. The Trump administration has put a halt and a freeze on any aid. The U.S. government is the single largest aid donor in the world, according to the United Nations, accounting for more than 40% of all humanitarian aid the UN tracked in 2024.
Yeah, this is
Which one stands out the most to you?
Dude, I'm just now I'm on this is on Wikipedia. It says that the USAID was established in 1961 by John F. Kennedy. And the motto is "From the American People." There's over 10,000 employees. 10,000. And they said the annual budget is about $40 billion. It says it was established in 1961 by President John F. Kennedy to unite several existing foreign assistance organizations and programs under one agency. Statute law places U.S. aid under, quote, the direct authority and policy guidance of the Secretary of State. It says it implements programs in global health, disaster relief, socioeconomic development, environmental protection, democratic governance, and education. Annual disbursements of about $23 billion since 2001. U.S. aid is one of the largest official aid agencies in the world and accounts for more than half of all U.S. foreign assistance. And in 2025, the second Trump administration announced sweeping changes to U.S. aid. He ordered a near total freeze on all foreign aid. And I want to see like where they... This is just nuts, dude.
Nuts. I hope this isn't true. I hope I can't say for 100% all of these are factual, but this is what's coming out, and this is what's being listed. All these different spending, all these different expenditures. I would like to think that we didn't send almost $1 billion to Afghanistan to grow crops, to build a dam, to build a road. I would like not to think we spent $50 million on condoms
so
in
here
Gaza.
you go. So now it's got some data. This is some graphs, okay? And it shows the fiscal year 2023 total obligations were $43.4 billion that they spent. And it broke it down by sector. There was $16.8 billion in governance, the sector of governance.
Yeah, okay.
Okay? $10.5 billion for the humanitarian sector, $7 billion for the health sector, $3.5 billion for administrative, $1.3 billion for agriculture, $1.1 billion for education, $0.7 billion for infrastructure, and $0.7 billion for economic growth. So, for something that is designed, it says it's designed to help with global health, disaster relief, socioeconomic development, environmental protection, education, and democratic governance. Okay, so you're supposed to help with health, education, agriculture, economic prosperity, environmental protection, all these things, right? Socioeconomic development, and then some governance as well to help with other governments. $16.8 billion out of the 43 went to governance. And the other ones where it's agriculture, health, education, infrastructure, economic growth, there was only, out of the $43 billion, only $7 billion went to health, which is, what is that? About 10% is $4 billion, so maybe like 15%. And then the agriculture, education, infrastructure, economic growth, those together were 2.4, were 3.8, so less than 10%. So out of the $43 billion, you have all of these sectors that you're trying to help. Less than 10% goes to agriculture, education, infrastructure, economic growth. Less than 10% of all those funds. About 10, a little bit over 10%, maybe 15% goes to health, and the rest goes to governance and humanitarianism.
So let me clarify this real quick. Go ahead.
I'm going to continue.
Oh, continue, please.
Because it breaks it down into regions now. How much they sent to different regions. So then they said countries with 1% or over of the USAID managed foreign assistance dispersed in 2023. 36.6% of it went to Ukraine. $16 billion, okay? 2.5%, over $1 billion went to Afghanistan. Then it had all the other ones that had over 13.8%, $6 billion went to, quote, the countries labeled global funds. Okay? So $6 billion went to global funds. Then the other countries, Ethiopia, Jordan, Somalia, Congo, Syria, Nigeria, Yemen, South Sudan, Kenya, Uganda, Mozambique, Sudan, and Tanzania. These are all countries that had over 1%. There's probably a list of other ones under 1%, but the biggest was Ukraine because of the war in Ukraine. $16 billion they went. And then they had $6 billion that were global funds used somewhere else.
So that's nuts, first of all, right?
Like, I'm blown away by this whole.
So let me clarify something here. So
that's crazy, and that's like, dude, it's like the straight up graph data, straight up. It's from Wikipedia, which
I know you get a kick out of this. So let me just put this here this way. So the original document that I have here, this is from the White House website. Unless you tell me what, whitehouse.gov. This is the USA fact sheets. This is the U.S. government.
Yeah, and I'm going to click where this.
Can you verify wh.gov? Right?
Yeah. And this one came from the foreignassistance.gov, U.S. government retrieved February 7th, 2025. That's where this data came from.
So on the White House website, just so the people that are listening and watching, the $50 million in funding condoms in Gaza, I don't have that one listed. $2 million in Moroccan poverty classes, I don't have that listed. $11 million to tell Vietnam to stop burning trash. I don't know where that one came on, but that was on the list. I heard that from somewhere else. $20 million for Iraqi Sesame Street. That was not on the list, but I saw somewhere else. But everything else is on this White House website. $1.5 million to advance DEI in Siberia, $70,000 in DEI musicals in Ireland, $2.5 million for electric vehicles in Vietnam, $47,000 for transgender opera in Colombia, $32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru, $2 million for sex changes and LGBT activism in Guatemala, $6 million for fund tourism, hundreds of thousands of dollars to for nonprofit linked to designated terrorist organizations, and then almost a $1 billion spent to Afghanistan for crops, roads, dams. That's on this list on whitehouse.gov. So
I got more. I can go even deeper now, dude.
and it says here at the bottom.
I have concerns and criticism, and they have.
So on the bottom of whitehouse.gov, it says the list literally goes on, and it has been happening for decades. So I'm assuming now that the Trump administration now runs.
He put a freeze on it.
Yeah, he put a freeze on it
until we figure out where all this money's going.
So I'm assuming they're obviously utilizing this website. So this is all on the website. Now, some of the other stuff I heard elsewhere, like I just mentioned, but I'm assuming.
Is that you?
Yeah, it's me.
Sorry,
Stop playing footsies with me, bro.
I have
It's
to
against
stretch
the
out
rules.
my knee, man. You ever get like your knee locks and you have to like crack it?
Bro, all the time when I put my daughter to sleep, I sit on the chair, my knees are locked. But so again,
listen, dude.
Let me just preface this again,
because I'm gonna go deeper. This is talking about like
doesn't matter what you believe in. If you like Biden, if you like Trump, you like Kamala Harris, you like who, left, right, blah,
I
blah,
can
blah,
tell you
blah,
we
blah,
all
blah.
agree on we want to keep our money that we
wanna
work
keep-
hard for.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Again, it doesn't matter where you lie. We like to keep our money. We don't want our money. We don't want our money spent. We also don't want our money spent in other places, and we don't know where it actually ends up.
Right.
We want accountability.
That's where this is. So listen to this. So this is some more information on the concerns and the criticism of the agency, because people are like, we don't know where the money's going.
Yeah.
So it says USAID frequently contracts with private firms or individuals for specialist services lasting from a few weeks to several years. It has long been asked whether USAID should more often assign such tasks to career U.S. government employees instead. United States government staff directly performed technical assistance in the early days of the program. It soon became necessary for the federal government technical experts to plan and manage larger assistance programs than they could perform by themselves. The global expansion of technical assistance in 1950s reinforced the need to draw on outside experts, which was also accelerated by 1955. Observers commented on a perceived shift toward a reuse of shorter term rather than using employees with career length. So they were saying that they're using like private firms and individuals as opposed to the government employees.
Yeah.
Which could probably lead to hiding it where the money goes. Financial conflicts of interest. It said United States aid states that, quote, U.S. foreign assistance has always had the twofold purpose of furthering America's foreign policy interests in expanding democracy and free markets while improving the lives of the citizens of the developing world. Non-government organization watch groups have noted that as much as 40% of aid to Afghanistan has found its way back to donor countries through awarding contracts at inflated costs. So they're saying that they would have money, they would donate it to Afghanistan, but then it would find its way back to the donors through a different contract. So they would say, okay, the government, I'm going to tax your money, and then I'm going to give it over here, but then they're going to award a contract so I can now put it back in my pocket. Fucked up.
That is messed up, bro. And I haven't done my research, but I even saw things about the Clinton fundraising foundation was a part of USAID with helping Haiti back in like 2010.
Yeah.
And Haiti saying that they never saw really any of that money. Haiti is still Haiti after the earthquake in 2010.
Well, here's another one. It says, although USAID officially selects contractors on a competitive and objective basis, watchdog groups, politicians, foreign governments, and corporations have occasionally accused the agency of allowing its bidding process to be unduly influenced by the political and financial interests of its current presidential administration. Under the Bush administration, for instance, it emerged that all 5 implementing partners selected to bid on a $600 million Iraq reconstruction contract enjoyed close ties to the administration. So they're saying that they have all this money that they tax their American people on, and they said, we're going to put a bid for send $600 million to Afghanistan, and we're going to use these private countries or private companies to build and reconstruct this Iraq after they bombed it, and they all have ties to those companies that they're using to rebuild.
Well,
so they're like paying themselves to build.
That's like what's his face? That's like Hunter Biden being on the board of like the gas company in another country, and they're like, you're not qualified, you don't even live in this country. Why are you on the board? Right? Is that kind of like similar? Like that's like something?
Well,
similar,
yeah,
right?
Dude.
So, but yeah, like I would love to look in the information about the whole Clinton Foundation being involved in the Haiti
Dude, it goes.
donation during the was it earthquake back in 2010?
And that's so funny because the article you just said, it's on here, allegations of wasteful spending. And it goes through all of the stuff.
Yeah, this is Wikipedia. Let's see here. The Clinton Foundation State Department controversy. No, it's too long. I'm not going to read that. But, yeah. So, Justin, everyone listening and watching, that is where a lot of your tax money is going. So, again, you should be upset. And there should be, you would think there is some kind of structure where it's like, all right, Haiti, all right, we're giving $4 billion to. All right, we're giving $4 billion to for X, Y, and Z. All right, great. Who are the people we're giving the money to? Great. You know, Joe, Beth, and Mary. All right, those are the people we're giving the money to. All right, how much did Joe spend? All right, what is he spending it on? Beep, 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 beep. What is Mary spending it on? Beep, 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 beep. What is Beth spending it on?
No,
beep,
you
beep,
can't
beep,
track
beep,
it. You can't, it's like the rabbit hole goes so deep.
But
Because then if you
but
look, you should be able to.
America is a business, right?
Yeah.
You know, we're a business. There's millions of businesses in the world. They keep track of, they pay taxes. They keep where all their money is spent. They keep receipts.
But that's like if you take it even deeper and you go into where all of like the government spending goes, and if you look at all of like the big pharmaceutical companies that are pushing all these drugs, and like who makes a decision? Oh, government makes a decision to push this drug. Who owns this drug? Oh, it's Pfizer. But then who actually owns Pfizer? You keep going like, oh, they're gonna push it from this company. Who owns that company over here? Who owns that? And everything goes back to like the big men in black suits that own it all. And it's like
that's why the stigma of being in politics, again, doesn't matter where you're left, lean, or right. That's why the stigma about politicians are all corrupt.
Yeah, because it's like they all got their finger in something. They all got their finger in something.
Right, 100%.
You know, it's like, oh, okay, if you're this guy, let's say, Dr. Smith, okay? You're Dr. Smith, and Dr. Smith is a partner in a holding company XYZ, right? And Dr. Smith gets on there and says, oh, there's a global pandemic coming out, and there's a great new drug called drug
BDP.
Call it drug BDP, right? And they're like, okay, there's a great new drug, and you have to go get that drug because the drug saves your life, right? Who makes the drug? Drug BDP is made by a company called Pfizer. Where does Pfizer make their thing? They make it in a factory in the middle of fucking Guam somewhere. Who owns that factory? Part ownership of the factory is holding company XYZ, and who's on the board of holding company XYZ? Dr. Smith. So it's like a whole
Yeah.
So he's pushing this to say, oh, you got to go this and this and this, but who's he? He's paying himself.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it goes deeper and deeper because it's like you find company A is owned by company B, is owned by company C, is a part ownership of company D, and who has a holding company of company.
Yeah.
So it's like the further in you go,
yep,
it comes back to it all comes back. And
I think a reason why Donald Trump got elected in 2016 and now
he can't be bought by
because
these
he's already a self-made billionaire with a loan of $1 million, but he can't be bought. He doesn't need to have his fingers getting kickbacks from companies, pharmaceutical companies, construction companies, wherever. He doesn't need this shit.
He actually lost money being president.
Of course, yes, he definitely did.
Yeah,
and like I always fight when people say, "Oh, well, he was given $1 million."
I was hoping you were going to bring this up.
And I'm like, all right, he was given $1 million, great. Now,
and he turned it into how many billions?
What percentage of people would actually make more money, and what percentage of people would actually use it all and spend it all?
So here's the thing. Okay,
it's hard to make $1 million. So if $1 billion out of $1 million,
the two things I always see is, oh yeah, he's a billionaire, but he was given $1 million. Okay, if I gave you $1,000, could you turn it into 1 million? If I give you 1,000, could you turn it into 1 million?
Yeah.
That's the same as taking 1 million and turning it into 1 billion. That's the same.
Yeah.
How hard would it be for you to take $1,000 right now and turn it into $1 million? Now turn it into 5 million. Now turn it to 10 million, okay? That's the same percentage. It's 1,000-fold, right? And then the second thing is they say, oh, well, he's a failed businessman. What do you mean? They said, oh, well, he's got plenty of businesses that fail. Okay. Do you know how many business owners start businesses that fail? But that's part of doing business. If you start 100 businesses and 60 of them fail, but 40 of them do well, you're a successful business owner.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have businesses that fail as long as the ones that succeed make, like, you only need to be right one time. And part of the ones that fail are a tax write-off. That's part of being a business. That's what it. How many businesses did we start that failed?
Oh.
We started 3 that failed, and this is the 4th one that is successful.
Yeah.
Does that? If you're looking at the strict numbers, we're batting 25%.
I don't know if you've seen the
Okay,
thing.
and if you bat 25% for your career, you bat 250, you're in the Hall of Fame.
Have you seen the thing?
You heard what I said? You heard what I said? I'm saying that again.
No, say it again.
I'm saying that again. We started 4 businesses.
What did we start? Tell them what we started.
Started 4 businesses, three of which that failed. Okay, the first business that we wanted to start was a cigar magazine.
Yep.
Right? That was the first one that started. Failed. Second one we started, cigar subscription service. Failed. Okay? Third one was, I'm forgetting, what was the third one? Oh, well, third bit I started was a fitness company. Failed. Right? I started a image consulting company. Failed. Okay? And I think we started one more.
I think it was 2.
Was it 2? Okay.
Yeah. It was 2.
So started 2 together. I started 2 myself. And then we finally started BDP. Successful. So if you collect those together, that's 1 for 5. If you do both of us, it's 1 for 3. And I'm thinking there's something else in there with like media marketing or something like that we might have tried to take pictures and do stuff like that, and it didn't really work out.
Well, yeah, I mean, like when I was first starting out, I would take pictures for like cigar companies.
Right, and that didn't work out.
Yeah,
okay?
I wouldn't say it failed. I kind of just fizzled out. I didn't really continue.
Okay, but it's called a fail. It's no longer. We were
Yeah.
doing it's no longer.
Yeah, I guess, yeah,
okay?
sure.
We were doing it and it's no longer. So that's the 4th one, right? So cigar magazine failed, cigar subscription failed, cigar media content creation failed, and now we started BDP, successful.
Cigars. Successful.
1 for 4 is batting 250. That's 25%. If you bat 250 for your entire career, you're in the Hall of Fame in the MLB.
Too easy. Yeah, definitely, bro.
And you failed 75% of the time. And you're in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So that's why for people that are out there that you're starting a business and you're going to fail, keep going. Start another one. Keep going. Keep going, because if eventually you're going to get one that's a success, and if you go 1 for 4, if you go 1 for 5, you're in the Hall of Fame, and you failed 75 to 80% of the time, and you're successful.
It's actually funny. I actually saw a picture. I forgot who posted it, but it was basically saying like, if you're a business owner and you're failing, you're on the right track, because it was a picture of Elon Musk back in 2006, like his first spaceship or first like aircraft that he launched, and it crashed. And there's a picture of him kneeling down or leaning down and looking at all the debris that they collected. And it was like, if Elon Musk gave up after this first initial test of his spacecraft or whatever crashing, he wouldn't be where he is today. Man. I wanted to retract back to like having your hands dipped in everything, right? Again, I don't think you've been paying attention to current events, but recently RFK was in front of the congressional board, and they were asking him questions, and Bernie Sanders was up. And Bernie Sanders was grilling RFK about this and that, and RFK says something along the lines of like, well, yeah, Bernie, you would know firsthand as many as your other constituents. You all have some point collected money from Big Pharma. And Bernie Sanders is like, no, I didn't. And then he's like,
tell me he pulled out the receipts.
And he's like, only like 1.5 million. And it was like, and then there's a chart that pulls up, and it's like all the different people in Congress that accept money from Big Pharma. And it was Bernie Sanders essentially said like he accepted 1.5 million in payouts. There's a video of it. You could pull it right up.
I only accepted 1.5 million.
I'm gonna try and pull it up.
It's like, I'm sorry, you only accepted like 15 times the average salary.
Yeah.
Right? What's average salary? 50K, 60K?
Yeah, around there.
So 50K times 20 is $1 million.
Here we go.
So you accepted 25 times the national average salary? Only.
All right.
What people take 25 years to make, you took it in. Oh, I'm sorry.
Can you hook it up to the Bluetooth?
Of course I can, bro.
I'll play this video real quick. Let's see here.
Yeah, True Mix.
Got it. All right, here we go. I'll show you because you haven't. Here we go. This is
problem of corruption is not all the. And by the way, Bernie, the problem of corruption is not just in the federal agencies; it's in Congress too. Almost all the members of this panel are accepting, including yourself, are accepting millions of dollars from the pharmaceutical industry. And protecting their interests.
Oh, I thought that would come. No. I ran for president like you. I got millions and millions of contributions. They did not come from the executives, not one nickel of PAC money from the pharmaceutical industry. They came from workers.
In 2020, you were the single largest
because I had
receiver of pharmaceutical money.
Contributions from workers all over this country. Workers,
you were the
not a nickel from corporate
Bernie,
tax.
you were the single largest acceptor of pharmaceutical dollars. And by the way, Bernie.
And then like other videos, they'll pull up a chart and they'll show like different people in Congress accepting pharmaceutical, money, yada yada yada. But you get the point. But again, that goes back to why I think Donald Trump was a big reason why people wanted him in, because he doesn't need to be bought. He doesn't care. He doesn't need people to give him money because he's got his money.
Exactly. That's why we voted for him.
That's why it's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. So I'm glad you didn't. Realize these current events.
I'm glad I looked into the Wikipedia because the guy that's data, right?
Yeah,
well, hard data.
Now you know. Now people are watching and listening. Now you're more in the know. And again, this isn't a political thing. This isn't a right thing. This isn't a left thing. This is an American thing. Your dollars that you work hard for should not be utilized for things that don't benefit us. Definitely when they're being wasted. So
yes.
Leave that. Take that as you wish.
Like if you want to raise money to... Sorry, guys. I got a Scooby snack. If you want to raise money, right, like the American tax dollars should go to American citizens. To the betterment of American citizens. If you want to send money for foreign aid, then you should fundraise it like everybody else does that wants to raise money for their own beliefs and their own organization, right? Like right now, we wanted to raise money and help families in need.
I was going to bring that up.
So we raised money through all of our friends, said, hey, would you like to donate to our cause? And this is what we're going to do with it. As a government, you can say, hey, we would like to help Ukraine because they're struggling right now during a war that they're overpowered and they're trying to fight. We'd like to help them. If you would like to make a donation to help them, here's the link. And send it out to all Americans. And if every American said, hey, you know what? I think that's a good idea. I would like to help them out. I'm going to send you $100 or send you $10 times 300 million Americans. If half of them said, I'm going to send you $10, that's 150 million times 10. That's $1.5 billion that you can send over. But you gave the option to the American people saying, yes, this is why, this is what we're going to spend it on. If you would like to donate, please make a donation.
And
you leave it up to them.
And leave it up to them. So, and that in the level of corruption would be like us accepting all the funds, all the donations that we greatly appreciated, all our listeners, friends, and followers and watchers of the Burn Down podcast.
The video is coming out. We did not just pocket the money, okay?
We didn't pocket no money.
The video is coming out. It takes a little while to set up the meetings with all these families. We're going to help 9 families this year.
Yeah.
Okay, so letting people know that when wondering where the money, we're helping 9 families. Last year we helped 5. We're helping 9 families.
Yeah. So that's like us
with bills, groceries, utilities, whatever we can do. So we're to set up a meeting with all 9 families. You can't.
So what is it? Because last year we gave 1,000 to 5 families. Now we're giving about 500 to 9-ish.
Yes, we're helping. No, last year was
500-ish to 9.
Yeah, so we raised about the same amount of money, but we're divvying it up for 9 families this year.
So that would be like us saying, all right, we collected $5,000, but we only gave $4,000. That's us pocketing $1,000.
No, there is no what do they call it? Operation costs. No,
that all goes.
All the money that we raise, we give it to the.
But that's like essentially what would be happening, as a real life comparison. Like we're accepting money for a cause, but then when we're saying we're gonna put all this money for a cause, and then it's like, no, we're not really gonna. We're just gonna kind of pocket it ourselves. And
no, we got we got it. So we have to schedule 9 meetings. So
we had a schedule. We had a meeting. We had a date scheduled, and now we had to reschedule it. But anyways, we hope you guys and gals listening and watching. We hope you found it informative. Again, it's not a left. It's not a right thing. it's a thing that it's an American thing. You should be upset about where your money is going. You work hard for it, and there should be accountability where this money is being gone and wasted. So, I'm Eric, Brother Cigar.
I'm Justin, Dapper Cigar.
We are the Burn Down Podcast. We are the Blueprint and the Diligent Cigar.
Billy Dilly.
The Billy Dillies. The Billy Dilly Boys. And thank you for watching and listening. We hope you found it informative. And with that being said, Justin, we're going to cheers, chin chin, salute our Angels Envy. Until next time, we'll see you guys in the next one. We love you.